that load off.
Another one.
Good morning, football fans all across America. Welcome to another episode of the Big College Football Show at 11 at 10:45. We apologize. You get bonus coverage. Gentlemen, football fans, it is November 1st, which means the last month of the regular season, which means big-time conference games, which means teams that are right there on the cusp of the playoff can make that push. Michigan, I'm looking at you. Where players, the whole season, where they be considered a zero, this is the month you could be a hero. So let's get it, man. I'm excited. Rivalry games this month, big games all across the board. It's your boy, the Maniac, and I'll be your host for this show today. But of course, I'm never alone. I'm with my hitters. Let's start from the top. Introduce your name, youngin.
Yo, this is JOJ, Johnny Olden Jr. And, it's the first of the month. It means
it's the first of the month.
Wake up.
So, Josh, you wait to the end of the month. We'll be come to our house and drop off that rent money.
Woo, it's due, too. It's due.
So
overdue.
We waiting for it. And shout out to my
y'all are
boy
going
Tim.
to drop off the rent money?
Hey, get that boy. You better get in that camera.
Okay.
Y'all are going to drop off the rent money. Stop it. That's interesting.
Sure.
All right. Maze.
Y'all don't own this.
I had
Good
to
as
throw it
shit,
in.
boy. As Lich Max would say, I'm upset, and we're gonna talk about it a little later about why I'm upset. But like Johnny said, rent is due, Josh. Rent is due.
It's definitely due.
Wait, so now I'm paying rent. I thought he was paying rent. I'm confused.
You paying rent.
You
We
hold
got to
your
collect
rent.
it from somebody.
I'm about to say, are you a representative or not?
If
Bring it
I'm
to the
paying
big house.
rent, if we're paying rent, it's because we're rent free in your heads.
Stop
We
it.
live in
Stop
your
it.
heads.
I want you to stop it right now.
We live inside your head.
Marcus.
What's going on, people? Happy Saturday, as always. Cheers. Yeah, ready to get to these games, man. We finished our rivalry out last week. Let's see what Ohio State does with theirs.
What up, everybody? The other half of the house divided. It's your boy Josh, the Buckeye fan, ready for today. Crazy Saturday. But for us, it's going to be drama free like every other Saturday has been so far. So,
Okay.
You know
He's
what I'm
feeling very confident. Hey, listen, deservedly so. I respect it. You should feel good. You guys are coming off a bye. But as we do every week, guys, and people in the chat, we're going to recap last week's game of the week, which was the Oklahoma Sooners versus the Ole Miss Running Rebels or Ole Miss Rebels. Weird name. This is the first game of the week that we all got wrong. The first game of the week, we all picked Oklahoma. We all got it wrong.
We all picked Oregon, didn't we?
Oregon. Yeah.
No, I picked. Yes. You're right. Second, my apologies. Second game. Listen, man, Oklahoma, the offense kind of, I'm not going to say resembles a certain team I root for, but they inconsistent. They defense, they get hung to dry out there. And also, I just think right now, Lane Kiffin does have this offense running magnificent. Their quarterback is a dog. Josh, what was your thoughts on the game last week? Brent Venables versus Lane Kiffin, man. Was he outcoached?
Brett Venables. Was he outcoached by Lane Kiffin? Potentially, maybe. Look, man, I'm of the thought that I told y'all last week. I'm not too fond of the SEC. I believe all of them are at least close to an even keel as far as the top teams in the SEC. And this kind of just proves it, that they're all pretty close and they're all garbage. So I'm not reading too much into this game specifically. I feel like all of them are all equally garbage. So that's where I'm at with the SEC.
All right. Johnny.
I think what Josh says has some is valid to an extent that a lot of the SEC, they're all similar, but they're all good in different ways. And so they have to bring it every week. And that's what you saw. That's what you're seeing with them. They have to play each other. So they're beating up on each other. And, you never know who's going to win these games, just like some of the ones we got today, Georgia, Florida, Florida could beat them, and the Tennessee, Oklahoma, like a lot of these games are pick'ems. So you never really know who's going to win them. Like
Vanderbilt, Texas.
Exactly. In South Carolina, Bama going to the wire last week. You never really know, but that don't mean they can't beat y'all, Josh.
None of them can beat us. There's a considerable drop in levels of where we're at.
Well, we'll see in another month.
We're perfect, but I'm just saying.
let me these. I got James Cooper, who became a member. You should become a member today.
Yes,
not tonight, but today. And also James Cooper, buy a shirt from Johnny and hype the video. Yes, I do have merch. It's sitting, it's waiting on you to become a home. Adopt a shirt. Adopt a shirt. I got mugs also. Adopt
in the arms of
an angel.
This shirt
So,
adopt a shirt from my link on my description on my channel. Adopt some merch today.
So you heard him, man. They need a home. Please be the one to bring them home.
right.
Hey, talk to us.
Yeah. So I'm kind of, Josh has kind of swayed me to the side, to the dark side as it pertains to the SEC. And I'm not impressed with any of them. You hear me? Like every week there's an SEC team propped up for a highly ranked SEC team to smack down. And it's getting tiring. It's getting old at this point. But I will say this game was pretty good, man. It was ugly at times, but it was a tight game for most of the way. Ole Miss had to fight back and get back in it. Venables, I believe, was outcoached in this one. And unfortunately for Oklahoma, if John Mateer isn't playing, superhero football, it doesn't look like that they can move the ball too effectively, right? What he was able to do against Michigan, he was not able to duplicate against the likes of Ole Miss or Texas, right? So I think that's what it came down to.
Yes. Good point. Marcus.
For sure. I'm going to try to touch on a few points that I didn't hear come up. Obviously, SEC hate is deep. I love it. It warms my Big Ten heart. But in terms of the game, a couple things stood out to me. Number one, Lane Kiffin is a slippery motherfucker. He's so lucky, right? Yeah. He's the Dan Campbell of college football without the postseason success. You know what I mean? Like he makes these wild swings. So go for fourth down deep in his own territory. And then somehow, because John Mateer has been very shaky here since he came back from his injury, they aren't able to make him pay for it. Right. And it's the most maddening thing. You could have a fifth grader coaching a football team on NCAA 26, and he knows not to go for it that deep in your territory in the second half of a game you're trying to get back in, right? Like field position is I understand it's not everybody's religion, ball possession and field position, all that time of possession and field position. That's not everybody's gospel. But God damn it, sometimes you just got to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Oklahoma wasn't able to make them pay for it. I think also it's very interesting that Lane Kiffin goes into this game telling the media, yeah, man, we had to work extra hard because Venables has all our signs. What? Yeah, man, no, it's been very tough to portray for this game because, Venables steals all our signs. You mean the players aren't in danger?
Crazy.
You mean the players aren't in danger? You mean this isn't a travesty to the game?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll leave that where it lies. Oklahoma's running game needs a juice. It needs a shot somehow from someone other than John Mateer. They don't have a steadying force right now. And so, like May said, if Mateer isn't playing like Superman, and he's been anything but Superman since he came back, it just doesn't look well on offense. I think their defense is still good. I think they were in position most of that game, but when you're stagnant, you're not able to finish drives with touchdowns. You leave the door open for teams, and that's kind of what happened to Oklahoma.
Yeah. No, very good points, gentlemen. Definitely regarding the Oklahoma offense. If it ain't John Mateer's, like, who else, right? And we saw that firsthand as Michigan fans. He's probably single-handedly beat us offensively that game in week 2. So, hey, it is what it is. They got 2 losses. They're one more loss, and they just pretty much out of it. All right, guys. So that's the recap from last week's game of the week. This is going to get us into our first segment of the day. It comes from my brother, the Maze Madman, and it is called Tell Him Why You Mad.
Hey, so I'm gonna tell him why I'm mad. I'm mad, and speaking, we're gonna keep it on the SEC. The dysfunction. That's not even. I don't even think that's dysfunction. Surrounding LSU, their head coach, the AD or ADs, plurally, right, and their governor and Donald Trump. It's crazy because the governor told the AD, or not told him directly, but spoke out and said that the AD would not be a part of the next coaching search because he was the guy that was the AD that hired Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M, and he also, hired Brian Kelly, obviously. And this is the governor of Louisiana, ladies and gentlemen, saying this. He also went on to say that I would have Donald Trump pick the next head coach before the acting AD Scott Woodward at the time, right? So that is one part of the dysfunction. Obviously, you get to the second part and the stories that are coming out about Brian Kelly, stories that have kind of followed Brian Kelly throughout his coaching career. I think people already knew Brian Kelly was kind of like not a good person, but he kept getting jobs apparently because of his coaching acumen, even though that coaching acumen has not led him to a championship. I digress because everybody can't win a championship, but Brian Kelly was paid a lot of money to win championships at different places, right? And he didn't do that. You couple that with the fact that he was unceremoniously let go. By the way, before he was told that he was let go, he tried to get in the building and couldn't because they deactivated his access. So shout out to LSU for that. Not to mention Brian Kelly not reaching out to a kid with the brain tumor that paralyzed him. Then there's, of course, the Lacey thing, and I don't want to get into that,
yes, sir.
Because whatever side you're on there, the kid that fell from the tower. It's a bunch of things going on in LSU that are fishy. By the way, a young lady was also unceremoniously let go or relieved of her scholarship at the same time that Brian Kelly was fired. Right now, I haven't read about a connection, but it's suspicious. Anyway, the SEC has been a dumpster fire in terms of the way they handle things for a long time. There's been underhand dealing, under table dealings, and now with the likes of NIL and things like that coming to the forefront, the SEC has been crying for the last couple of years because they are not the preeminent conference in college football, and it doesn't look like they will be anytime soon. I will come back to this statement, right? Bookmark this if I'm wrong at the end of this season, but that's why I'm mad. I'm mad at LSU. I'm mad at the SEC for all of their undercover dealings and the way that they handle things publicly.
Yeah, absolutely. So you hear, this is why he's mad, guys. He don't care about no LSU. He's talking about SEC. We tired of it. We tired of the propaganda. We tired of the speed of the SEC and the physicality of the SEC. You cacadoodle. Win another natty. We tired of it. Big Ten got 2. No, we angry. So listen, this brings us to our first preview of the day. Is the Penn State Nittany Lions, who's looking more like kittens right now, going into Columbus, Ohio, to take on the defending national champions, who are arguably the best team in the nation, sitting at 7-0. They are currently 18.5-point favorite. That's pretty much a 3-touchdown favorite. Marcus, I'm going to start with you, my brother. How do you see this game unfolding?
Oh, for sure. My bad. I was over here arguing with Super Saiyan and Josh about Samaj Morgan and Brandon Ennis. Thought I was gonna be able to get a chance to talk about Brian Kelly. It's all good. No, Ohio State, Penn State. So obviously, Penn State coming in with the record that they have against Ohio State over the last 10 years, they kind of, I would think, even though they're up for this game, they kind of have to feel that anxiety, right? Like never, other than 2016, really getting over this hump, having a few opportunities where you were up multiple scores in the second half and still wasn't able to close it out. So it's got to be one of those like, man, we just can't beat these guys type of feelings, right? At the same time, Ohio State has been able to enjoy a comfortable existence in their record so far. They haven't really been shaken. They haven't had to play from behind. So adversity, I guess, would be something you would look to see how they handle it going into a game like this. Rivalry game. Penn State don't really got nothing to lose, right? If they lose by 30, to some people, I'm about to say to some people involved, I guess. But I would just say that Penn State being a team that could lose by 30 and feel the same way after this game if they win by 7, that's a dangerous place to be in, you know. So I don't know. Well, I guess anything's possible.
Yeah. Josh, the Buckeye. Talk to us, man.
What's happening here?
All right. Penn State's defense, led by Jim Knowles, has not looked the best that Penn State's defense has looked so far. But it's been okay. Just okay. Penn State's offense, even when they had their head coach and their starting quarterback, has looked atrocious. And now they don't have their starting quarterback. I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you, because Ryan Day has been mad conservative, and we all know this. But honestly, go aggressive. Go aggressive, right? Even if their defense stops you from time to time, they're not going to make you pay on the offensive side. Go aggressive, right? This is a game that Julian Sayin should be slinging the rock as much as possible. We all know that Ohio State has problems running the ball right now, but they have Jeremiah Smith, but they have Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, Max Clare. I can keep going if you want me to. In this instance, I don't see why Ryan Day should take the foot off the gas at any point, especially when Jim Knowles betrayed us. So, score 40 plus on them fools.
I'm sorry, did you say Brandon Ennis?
I did say Brandon Ennis. This might be the game where he goes above Samaj Morgan stats.
Hey,
it took him a while, huh? It took him a while to get there.
Less catches, less returns. And it's
how is that a good thing for you?
10 yards.
How is that a good thing for you, though?
This isn't a flex. This isn't the flex you think it is.
Catches.
I'm about to say, why is that a flex? He has less catches than the guy who's leading the league in drops.
He's the third option.
This isn't the flex you think it is.
Maze, the thought of Josh have to wear that maze is killing him psychologically. So just let him be.
The fact is, y'all don't have any receiving options, so you have to kind of do with what you have. So even though Samaj is dropping the ball all over the place, you still have to give him the ball because he's the only thing he really got besides McCulley.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, Jeremiah Smith don't drop the ball. They don't drop the ball.
Right.
Josh woke up and showed violence.
He did.
All right. You got it. You got it. Listen,
we should be going aggressive today. That's all I meant.
All right. Okay.
We should be going aggressive.
Okay, Johnny, talk to us, champ.
Oh man, this matchup was supposed to be big time. You got big noon kickoff in Penn State. They flopped. They were supposed to be doing what Michigan did, what Ohio State did last year, and this was supposed to be their turn. But it's all fell apart. But the matchups, Ohio State can't run the ball. That's actually Penn State's real weakness is their rush defense. Their pass defense is pretty good. It's I think 7th. They're only giving up 130 some yards through the air. So, if Ryan Day doesn't really try to run the ball like they need to, since they can't run it well, you could be playing into Penn State's hands. You could be, and offensively, you got to look up some of these Michigan games. Honestly, that's your best hope is Michigan last year with Davis Warren on offense. That's just a fact. We're gonna run the ball. That's all. That's what we got. Their quarterback, what's it? Kumbenmeyer. He's not very good.
Grockenmeyer.
Kumbenmeyer with Lakers in 5. But,
Can I be honest? Can I be honest? I think y'all's team last year is better than this Penn State team. Is that a hot take?
It could be, but I'm speaking offensively. I'm speaking offensively.
Don't do that. He trying. Don't deflect. Let Johnny speak his mind.
Offensively with Singleton and Allen, that's what you have to go to. You run the ball, kill the clock, and ask Bruckenmeyer to make a couple throws. I just need a couple throws out of you, but they got to be big time throws and run that ball. That's the best option, and hope Ryan Day plays into your hands trying to throw it when our weakness is our rush defense. You get what I'm saying? So will they pull it off? I think Penn State, if I'm on Penn State's team, this is all we got this year. Everything else just went down the drain. So this is our Super Bowl. This is just like UCLA, when they fired their Deshaun Foster.
Mm-hmm. They went on a little 3-game win streak, right?
Yep. Exactly. So if I'm Penn State, I'm trying to do the same thing and mess up Ohio State's perfect season or whatever they think they're trying to do before Michigan does it.
You have a better chance of doing that against Indiana. At least they'll be at home on that one. They don't have a chance to do that.
That's what I got. I know you don't like that was a game plan. You like that. Like this dude that came on here with a winning game plan. I don't like that.
You put the game in Ethan Grunkermeyer's hands. I don't even you don't believe it, so I don't believe it.
Hey, all I do believe is what can they do to win? That's all I believe in. Will they do it? I don't know, but I just gave you the blueprint on what to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you ain't.
I know everybody's been waiting for this moment. So here's what I got to say. All right, Penn State has an opportunity to do something special today, something spectacular. Do I expect them to do it? Absolutely not. Right? They got a guy named Ethan Grunkemeyer about to play quarterback for them. It's not gonna happen. That said, like Johnny pointed out, this pass defense has been decent. This is a game where I don't think the numbers really matter, though. Honestly, Penn State needs to somehow find a level of hate in their hearts that can drive them to a win, kind of like Michigan did a season ago. Nobody with good mind, good sense was picking Michigan to go into Columbus and win that game a season ago. But Michigan fans and Michigan players had a different sense, right? And I think that Penn State is better equipped even than Michigan was a season ago, because here's why I think they are, because they aren't allergic to the forward pass, right? Everything else, though, is whatever. They don't have Graham and Grant, but who does? So they've got to play to their. And by the way, it's not like Ohio State is effectively running the ball this season. Now there's no reason to believe that they're going to go in here and rush for 300 on Penn State either. So I think Penn State's only hope is to, close their eyes, drop back, throw it, and hope for the best.
That sounds like a horrible game plan. Maybe
That's
that's
the game
crazy.
plan.
Why is
That's
everybody
the game
playing
plan.
Tron Allen?
Why would we?
Because
That's-
first of all, he's the best running back they have. Nick Singleton ain't gonna do it.
Well, it has to
that's
be.
fair.
It has to be by committee. They
committee.
have to. They
I
gotta
want to
vote.
point this out too, really quick, really fast.
Yeah.
They lost their coach. They lost their starting quarterback, which might in the end help them.
Yeah.
Ultimately, right?
Well, we saw
they're
it
not
with
encumbered
UCLA, right?
by these guys.
Can Penn State have their UCLA run after the coaches? Hey, we'll see today. And you said the quarterback is Ethan. What's the last name?
Ruckemeyer.
Ruckenmeyer. Sounds like a guy that wins first place in the science fair every year. Ethan
I think he's from
Ruckenmeyer.
Ohio, too,
Again,
if I'm not
for the
mistaken.
fourth
He's literally
consecutive
from up
year.
the street.
The dude
He's
that
from
makes
Ohio.
He's from
He
Lewis
makes-
Center.
he
He's
makes
from Lewis Center. It's crazy.
volcanoes.
Lewis Center is not even a town.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
the hell
he
is
went-
Lewis Center?
It's
It's
a
up the
business
street.
complex.
Yeah,
It's a
bro, the
business-
guy's just
Not
It's
even
a
20
bunch
Yeah,
of
minutes.
this
office
guy-
buildings.
20 minutes
How
north.
are you from Lewis Center? That's crazy.
Yo,
this
From
guy.
Lewis.
they
This
said my
guy's
man
gonna-
was born in a Xerox.
Yeah, he's gonna probably find the cure for like the next 4 diseases, man. This guy's not a football player.
Nah,
He's a
man,
scientist.
Buddy is a
But,
carbon copy of something.
Yeah,
Right.
look, it's a game where, of course, listen, man, all jokes aside, on paper, this is a no gimme. Ohio State by a lot. But Penn State's playing with house money. Listen, what do we got to lose, guys? Go out there, play free. We just go and try to win. And this game might be closer than many of us think, but we'll see. I think Ryan Day plus OSU has had a week to prepare for this game, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna have his players zero in. That's Ryan Day I'm speaking of. Let's go Nittany Lions, please. So this will lead us to the upset alert, right? This game is upset alert. You got the Gamecocks going into, hey, yo, they going into,
Hey,
hey, yo.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. What a name. Oh, man.
It was the delivery. It was the delivery.
right.
versus the game. Yeah, I'm not going to put no more emphasis on it. No more emphasis on the name. So we got South Carolina versus the Ole Miss KKK. As my brother Mason say, if you send your kids to Ole Miss or Mississippi State, you shouldn't be doing it. But anyway, Ole Miss right now, probably one of the hottest teams in America, playing at home. Just came off a big win last week at Oklahoma and Norman. Now they play South Carolina. Mays, we ended it with you. We're gonna start with you for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I get why this. Well, actually, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that this is gonna be like really a chance for an upset in this game. But for the sake of the show and this being our upset pick of the week, if you're a South Carolina fan, you want to see Lenore Sellers and some combination of Nick Harbor, get busy, right? You've probably been waiting on Nick Harbor to get busy since he got there, but he's gonna have to do that. You got Stewart. You're hoping he gets busy today, because here's the thing: if you're South Carolina, the top end talent on that team can play anywhere in America, theoretically, right, and dominate theoretically. Now, Nick Harbor hasn't done that yet. Although he should. I mean, the dude's 6'5". He's faster than everybody. He should be out there dominating week in and week out. There you go. There you have it. But again, the top end talent on South Carolina can play with anybody, against anybody, and you're going to need them. You're going to have to lean on people like Dylan Stewart and Lenore Seller and Nick Harbor today for them to have a shot. And for Ole Miss, everything going to the school and all of that aside, they're playing decent football. I don't care for their coach, but he is galvanizing this team and has galvanized this team this year. He talks crazy to other players and other coaches. Like I appreciate that to some degree, but they're hot right now. I expect that to keep going against a team like South Carolina, but we'll see what happens. This is why you play the game.
Absolutely. Marcus.
Yeah, so for some of the reasons why I was looking at Lane Kiffin crazy for the Oklahoma game last week is the same reason why I think they're on an upset alert this week. Because to be a high octane offense like South Carolina, even at home, you have to have some type of discipline. You know what I'm saying? You have to have some sort of understanding of what you're doing, what the strategy is, and not just balls to the wall, try to win the game on every single play. And that's what I feel like Ole Miss football is a lot of the time. It's let's try to win the game play by play, instead of there being any type of long-term view. But that's also a philosophical thing. That's how Lane Kiffin coaches. So, that's how his teams are going to take fold. If there's a top 10 program that I'm worried about laying an egg because of coaching decisions, because of how they attacked clock, because of how many opportunities they gave the other team, it's got to be Ole Miss. Because again, that's how they play. If they're going to be successful, they're going to be successful doing it that way. If they're going to fail, they're going to be failing doing the same exact shit. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think South Carolina has a good shot. I like Lenore Sellers. Funny you said something about Nick Harbor. I asked y'all last week when I was watching that game. I was like, is he good? Looked up his stats. Boy got 250 yards for the season. Right? I'm like, okay, that's not bad for second tight end. But then I looked and he had a 60-yard bomb in that game. And I was like, oh well.
Yeah. He's had some big plays, but he just hasn't been consistent. It could be scheme. It could just be it's just not working out for him over there. But yeah.
Yep.
All right. So who we got? First of all, Richie. I see Richie in the chat. Richie, we saw you, man. You was partying with the rich people, man. That's what happens when you have all that money, man. We saw you. Anyway, Josh. Talk to us, man. Your favorite conference, the SEC, South Carolina, Ole Miss.
I completely disagree with Mays in that this shouldn't be an upset alert because I'll be honest with you, this is an upset alert. You know what else is an upset alert? Georgia's on upset alert. Vanderbilt and Texas somehow are on upset alert. Bama and Texas A&M don't even have a game. Bama and Texas A&M don't even have a game, and they're on upset alert this week. That's crazy. Like literally when I tell you all these teams are trash, I hate all of them. With that being said, I don't necessarily see South Carolina being good enough to beat Ole Miss, but I'm not saying anything good about Ole Miss. I just, after seeing Ole Miss or South Carolina fumble that game against Bama, I'm upset about them. So that's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Johnny.
Yeah, this was an upset alert that I was looking at, as soon as I saw the schedule, because when we talk about these games, SEC, even Big Ten, but SEC really, the thing is that they play each other, they beat up on each other. And so you would look at South Carolina, Ole Miss, and just off the gate, you would say that South Carolina shouldn't have a chance. But there's the thing of familiarity. Say that 4 times. But those teams, these teams always have to play each other. So the thing comes, do you have the talent to play with us? And I think South Carolina does have the talent. Now they're offensively, they struggle. And that's the big problem. When you think with Lenore Sellers, he came back, he didn't want the money. Somebody else offered him money. I'm gonna stick it out. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got the talent. It's just they can't seem to get it all together. But that don't mean that they can't upset Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin and the way he plays, which is not a complimentary football. So I wouldn't be surprised if somehow South Carolina ends up winning this game, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they get their doors blown off. It's just how it can go in the SEC with these teams.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I got.
No, definitely. And remember, it's November, man, where dreams become reality and dreams become nightmares. Which one you're going to fall into? So this is it. This is make the money month. And for these teams like a South Carolina who has absolutely nothing to play for but pride, this is where you could say, okay, we could ruin some seasons here. Let's do that. Or, if Ole Miss wants to continue to get the recognition and the respect, this is a game you want to go in there and straight cook South Carolina, especially after a big win like they had last week on the road. So it should be interesting. Bringing us to our next game was that the Trojans of USC flying to Nebraska. Now, this is an interesting game, right? These are two teams that Michigan has played. They beat one and lost to one. Nebraska, USC comes into this game 5-2, Nebraska 6-2. Very, very big game in the Big Ten. By it, Nebraska has 2 conference losses that come into Michigan and Minnesota. USC only has 1 conference loss and the out of conference that come into Illinois and Notre Dame. Big game right here. This is an elimination game. Loser this game absolutely has no chance of going to the Big Ten game. Let's start from the top. Johnny, you ended it. Let's start it. USC at Nebraska.
Nebraska, USC. I see. Looking at this, Nebraska could hang around in this one with Dylan Raiola. He was born that way. He didn't. Y'all mad at him because Patrick Mahomes and him
born Patrick Mahomes.
They were born like that. It wasn't something he tried to do. He was born like that. Leave him alone. So they'll be able to score some points, I believe, on USC's defense, but I'm not sure if they're going to have the horses to stay with USC's number 1 offense. So that's it to me. Like, Nebraska plays some good defense, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to keep up with USC the way USC can get down and really throw up some points. And then on the other side, Dylan Raiola, will he play a clean enough game to not give the USC offense extra possessions? So
yeah,
that's what I got on it.
No problem. Maze.
I think this is a legit upset alert game because I think that Nebraska can run the ball, and we saw if you can run the ball against USC. Now, granted, I'm not saying a homie at Nebraska is Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, because he's not. But I think he is like in the top 5 rushing yards in America. He might be number 1 in the Big Ten. He's up there, number 1 or 2 or something like that. And I think that if they can run the ball effectively, then they can, hurt USC. That's the key. Unfortunately for Michigan, they weren't able to do that. Or actually, they did run the ball pretty effectively, but the score had gotten out of hand. You had to drop back and pass it. So if you can do that from the jump and kind of set that tone, and it'll open up things for Dylan Raiola if he can just be patient and not make, crucial mistakes. So I think this is a game that is legitimately an upset alert. Now, for the other side, they have the better talent, no doubt about it. Mayava is good. The wide receiver whose name is escaping me right now. Lemon. Mekhi Lemon is great. Lane is good. We found out they can go 3 deep at running back. The 3rd string running back ran for over 200 on us. It was crazy. So they definitely have the talent. And if this game were to get ugly, I would think that it would be USC pulling away from Nebraska rather than the other way. But if Nebraska can keep it close into the 4th quarter, I think they'll have a chance.
Makai Lemon better than Jeremiah Smith this year.
Hey, talk about it.
Man, tell him, let him know. He was eating all that propaganda in the beginning of the season. Heisman candidate, best player in the country. Get that shit out of here.
Best receiver in the country, easily.
He ain't the best receiver in his room. He ain't the best receiver in his room. Carnell Tate.
Why can't Carnell Tate be better than him, John?
Carnell Tate eat first over there. He the big dog.
I told y'all yesterday, 1A, 1B.
Nah, it's only A. Only A, then B.
No, they both number one. How about that?
No, they both number one. That's some participation award shit. All right, here we go.
Nope, it's being the best.
USC, I think they exposed Nebraska this week. I don't think Nebraska has the horses on defense to run with USC. Honestly, in my estimation, Nebraska is a team that's been hiding within their schedule. Right? You look at Nebraska at 5-2, 7 games in, and you're like, okay, that's about where we expected them to be. And I think that's what the administration thought when they extended your boy Rule 2 more years so that he didn't get poached by anybody with these open job opportunities, right? I think the more elite, or even not even elite, just ranked teams that Nebraska shows, the more and more it's like, you know how they do those memes where like one person fades into the other person? The more you see Nebraska play ranked teams, the more you will see Scott Frost appear out of Matt Rule. You'll just see it phase into Scott Frost because we've been there, this the 3rd or 4th year for Nebraska where Matt Rule, 3rd year, right? Third year. We got an extension, then another extension that got us for the next 8 years. And I think we have maybe 2 wins versus ranked teams in 3 years. And you here till 2032? I think this is a come to Jesus moment for everybody in Lincoln. And they will have to resonate with the idea that they are strapped in to this boat until 2032.
Man, I wish real quick, because I know I don't want to take your time, but we also got to understand like where some of these programs are in, it's not 1990 anymore, and Nebraska isn't recruiting, the best linemen anymore and stuff like that, and they probably won't going forward ever again, by the way, because they are dead set in the middle of the country. There's nothing to go to Nebraska for outside of Nebraska football. So I do think locking somebody like Rule in is a good thing for a Nebraska. It wouldn't be a good thing necessarily for other teams in America, but for somebody like Nebraska, you want that consistency, because that's the only way that they're going to compete eventually, is just being consistent and climbing a mountain, really. You know what I mean? Not necessarily
until you
exactly.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Like what was that? What was that saying in Belly? Matt Rule now has become the illest nigga in Nebraska. He was signing that contract. Yeah, Josh, talk to us, man. Big Ten, a lot of Big Ten implications in this one, man.
Facts. I want to address something that everybody has said. So first, Johnny talked about Pat Mahomes. Okay, I just want to say real quick, the reason I don't like Dylan Raiola is because you can't dick ride somebody while he is still currently playing in the NFL. That's insane, right? We've seen so many people dick ride Jordan and Kobe, but they had retired by that point. Like, it's cool. Doing it while he's still in the NFL at his peak is insane. I just don't like that. It's just weird.
He was born that way.
It's weird. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, now Mays said Emmett Johnson, the running back for Nebraska, is top. He's actually number 6. He's number 6 in the nation, which I didn't know. I didn't know before you said it. But that's an interesting point, because I do think that plays a factor in this game for sure. Mm-hmm. The other thing is Marcus brought up Matt Rule's bag. Matt Rule did get a bag. I think a lot of that was pressure from Penn State. Because obviously he was in the running for that Penn State job. So they said, we need to keep our guy. With that being said, I think he is going to be pressured to now give them a victory to, rationalize them paying him that money. And I think a game against USC at home can be that game for him. Now, do I think he goes on and continues to perform? Probably not. But I think this game he could possibly do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, great takes regarding this game. I also think a huge factor in this game is going to be Nebraska's O-line and pass block, which has been atrocious. I mean, Dylan Riola's been on his back more than the prostitute in the brothel. So this dude he's always on his back. Then gets sacked like 4 times a game. So, and USC, although statistically their defense isn't good, especially they rush defense, but they pass rush does get home. So I expect USC to have a big day. And if Nebraska could protect Riola, it gets very interesting. I believe Mays mentioned it. If it's a game in the fourth quarter, then, is there for the taking. Next game. I know it's at Oklahoma. Is it the Oklahoma, Tennessee, or are we getting right to the game of the week? Florida, Georgia, with a J, not a G, a J, Georgia. You got the Bulldogs versus the Gators. SEC, Josh's favorite conference of all time. You got, listen, this is a rivalry game. Gentlemen, we all know that weird things happen in this game. Just like Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and Florida plays at a neutral site. They play in Jacksonville Stadium, where the Jaguars play every year. It is the border between Athens and Gainesville, so that's where they play. Josh, we ended with you. We're going to start with you. Georgia, Florida, should they be on upset alert?
Yeah, again, I think everybody in the SEC should be somehow on upset alert this week. But at the same time, I do have at least a shred of respect for Georgia in the sense that somehow, some way, even when it looks like they are not going to win a game, somehow Kirby Smart finds a way to win a game.
That deposit hits and the refs change up.
It's something, right? He should have lost a couple games by this point, and yet hasn't. And so that's a factor in this game that we should probably be looking at.
Yeah.
By the way, Josh, my bad. You were supposed to be up there the whole time.
It's cool. It's SEC country.
It's all right. All right. Johnny, Georgia, Florida.
Yeah, this was another one that I seen. I was like, this could be upset. The world's biggest outdoor cocktail party. They tried to. They said we're not calling it that no more. Boy, shut up. Shut up. Like, what are we talking about? So that's what it's called. That's what it is. And this is all these SEC teams. It's the familiarity. They play each other. So there's a I'm not scared of you component to these games. And Florida has the talent. It's just can lag way, keep it together, and make enough throws and not turn it over for Florida, because Florida's defense is good,
Yeah.
And Georgia has had some struggles. Gunnar Stockton, he's quietly playing pretty good this year. People thought that they were just gonna kind of fall off there. He's not that guy, but he's got some moxie to him. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Baker Mayfield, I think. So he's got some dog in him. And this is the same kind of situation as South Carolina, Ole Miss, that I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia smacks them, but I also wouldn't be surprised if this is a barn burner and somehow Florida wins it. So that's what I got.
Yeah,
but I'm picking against Kirby Smart. When I do it, I usually get burned. So
hey,
no pause. No pause. I'm talking football. I don't know what y'all talking. I'm talking football. No pause.
All right.
Burn.
Man.
No pause.
No pause.
Johnny didn't do it, so I'll do it for him. Shout out to Garrison Lover, OSU.
Garrison Lover.
He's a member. You should become a member.
Shout out Garrison.
Yeah, that's crazy. As for me, I'm with everybody on the SEC. Is kind of everybody's the same except for Georgia. Georgia's not like the rest of them. Alabama, to some degree, not like the rest of them. Everybody else, though, is what it is. I expect that this game, I don't like this spread. I think it probably should be more. Florida hasn't proven anything other than they can beat Texas, which at this point, so what? Because Texas is one of those teams, by the way. But Kirby Smart, I do think, deserves some latitude, right? He's a champion a couple times over. I agree with Josh, though. He has somehow Houdini escaped from the jaws of defeat a couple times this season, with some assistance from the ref in at least one of those games. But he did it, and I'll just keep it there because we'll give our pick'ems later.
Yeah. Marcus.
So I agree with Johnny's takes on Gunnar Stockton. I think he's a baller. I think he's the reincarnation of what's homeboy's name that beat out JT Daniels that won the back-to-back titles? Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett.
Quavius Bennett. I think he's the reincarnation of him. Georgia, if they ever get out of that funk of needing to be smacked in the face to actually play, I think they could dominate that league. Right now, ever since, Staquavius has left, it's really been kind of up and down in terms of how they dominate on offense, how the defense performs. The secondary, I thought, was shaky when they had Keely Ringo in it. Now, these days, it's like, what has happened down there? I guess I understand why Shamari Earls is in Ann Arbor. But all in all, against Florida, I don't think Florida is A, talented enough, or B, a program with a focus enough to beat a team like Georgia, even at home, right? Big time rivalry. They'll play up. It'll probably be tight for about a quarter and a half. When Georgia kind of gets into a field is where I think the separation starts to happen. Now, Florida, obviously, they got the same kind of demeanor that a Penn State has. What the hell do we have to lose? Why wouldn't we go out here and play like it's the last game of our season? You know what I mean? Coach gone, players getting poached, recruiting classes in shambles. We might as well come out here and shock the world, right? So there is some jeopardy there, but I think this is a part of the season where Kirby really starts to get his team into form, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, you guys make, again, it's tough. And Marcus, you did make a great point. It just seems like Georgia waits to get punched in the face to wake up to start playing. I think if they just come out the gate and play their game, they could, without a doubt. That's the only team of the Power Four that I still have left. They could possibly win the conference. Everybody else, cacadoodle, is all done. We're getting to Tennessee. Oklahoma, Tennessee, again, in the SEC, just seems like every week is some good games. Now, this is Oklahoma's do or die game. They just lost to Ole Miss the past week, a game we already went through. This is it, gentlemen. If Oklahoma wants to see a playoff, this is a must win. They got to go into Knoxville. We know this is a very tough place to play. Tennessee is a team that only has one loss. That's to Georgia. A game that we could say they had it. They missed the field goal in the end of regulation, ended up losing it in overtime. A game they were up 14-0 at home and blew that game. But anyway, we'll start from the top. Marcus, we ended it with you last one. We're going to start with you. Oklahoma at Tennessee. Talk to us.
Ooh, okay. So easily the most even keel action of the week, I would say. Two ranked teams, two top 20 teams fighting for conference supremacy. I think that on Oklahoma's side, the focus has to be on finding a running game outside of material. We've talked a lot about that here today already. For Tennessee, home favorite, wants to play with tempo, but then you have a team on the other side that wants the tempo as well. So the most interesting thing about this game to me is who breaks character first. If neither team breaks character, then maybe we're looking at a 50-60 game. But somebody, I think it's in their best interest, whether that's Venables in Oklahoma or Heupel and company over there at Tennessee, would benefit from trying to win the game the hard way this week, because then it puts the other team at a disadvantage. If somebody decides, if Oklahoma decides, all right, we're going to put the ball in a running back's stomach and get 100 yards somehow, some way, we're determined to make that happen. That's advantage Oklahoma to me, because now the calculus changes. They're possessing the ball longer. They're going on longer sustained drives. Tennessee doesn't get to just run up and down the field, play basketball on grass. Yeah. Same exact scenario for Tennessee. If you're able to ground and pound and really keep the clock moving and be reluctant to take so many shots, I think their offense calls for them to take some shots in the game, and that's okay. But as long as you're possessing the ball longer than a few minutes per possession, you're putting the other offense who wants to go tempo in jeopardy, because now you're cutting off possessions. So who breaks tendency first, I think, is the key to this game.
Yeah. Real quick, Josh, before we go to you, someone in the chat, Dick, I stand corrected. You're right. Tennessee doesn't have one loss. They have two. I forgot. They also lost to Alabama. Yes, I remember. Yeah. I remember that game. The dude had like a 100-yard interception return on Tennessee. Yeah, I remember. Thank you. Who was that? Span Macchiola. All right, Josh, talk to us.
First, also, do we want to shout out Garrison Lover's donation?
Go ahead,
Josh.
Garrison Lover is insane.
It's hilarious,
ahead,
actually.
Yeah, Josh, you can read it because it's pertaining to your team.
And it's facts. We about to blow these boys out the water. No pause needed. Go Bucks. Let's go.
Anyway, yo, you gonna blow them out the water? Damn, that's some tough.
That's some crazy shit. Yeah.
Wow.
I was just reading the
you about
congratulations. You played yourself.
I didn't play myself. Anyway. All right, Oklahoma, Tennessee. So Tennessee's offense is solid. Oklahoma's defense is usually pretty solid. My question lies in what John Mateer is going to provide in this game. Are we going to see the John Mateer from earlier this season, or are we going to see the most recent John Mateer who hasn't performed as well? And then from there, it's who's going to get the better of that matchup between Oklahoma's defense and Tennessee's offense. That's all I got.
Yes. And we got Johnny.
This is an interesting matchup because Tennessee has one of the better offenses. You know, the way Heupel schemes you up in the passing game, it's a headache. He's going to spread you thin. And obviously, Oklahoma's defense is one of the better defenses. The matchup, though, I think is Oklahoma's offense against Tennessee's defense, because Oklahoma and John Mateer, what I kind of said about him earlier in the offseason, it's kind of coming out to be true. He'll make some bonehead throws and mistakes. It's just against Michigan, we didn't make him pay for those. You know, when we had the sacks, he got out of there. Jair Hill dropped that interception, things like that. These other teams are kind of making him pay for it now in SEC in conference play. So that's going to be the matchup. Is John Mateer going to be able to really move the ball without making mistakes? And can Tennessee make him pay for it when he does have those errant throws and makes those mistakes? So I think that's the matchup right there. Oklahoma's offense against Tennessee's defense.
Yes. Mays.
I like what everybody's saying about this game. I don't really disagree with much. I do like the matchup. I do think the key matchup is Oklahoma's offense and Tennessee's defense. I agree with Josh. Oklahoma needs to find a run game outside of John Mateer. I think Josh and Marcus might have alluded to that. John Mateer, and to somebody's credit, I believe Keegan in the chat brought up, John Mateer hasn't looked the same since the injury. That's a fact. He's not been the same player. He's not been the same quarterback. And people, and this is the thing too that people have to understand. There's tape now on John Mateer in Oklahoma and the way they play offense, right? People saw that Michigan game, probably scared the hell out of them for a second, and we gotta lock in here because this guy can ruin a game, right? Speaking of John Mateer, because certainly he was the unaccounted for player for Michigan. Now, granted, that could have just been Wink 2 at that time, because we all know it takes the joints on Wink got to oil up He got he got to warm up a little bit
Minky.
before he playing his best defense, right? So there's that. But I do think that the matchup between Oklahoma's offense and Tennessee's defense will be the deciding factor in this game. Tennessee is playing at home. They're only 2.5-point favorites, though, which leads me to believe that if it was on a neutral site, then maybe Vegas would go with Oklahoma. So I expect it to be close. We'll leave it there.
Yeah. Just like they said, pre-surgery, Oklahoma was undefeated. Post-surgery, they are 1-2 with Mattia at the helm. Let's see what happens today. Should be very interesting. Now, this is leading us to the big college football show game of the week. As you know, we do keep a tally. Josh is in the lead. I know I'm out of it. I'm like 3-7. It is.
I got one win, bro.
Yeah. I'm like 3-7. So this week we wanted to kind of switch it up. We think it's a solid game. We kind of been, leaving the Big 12 out. So we want to shine some light. And plus, it is a big game that has playoff implications. So Cincinnati Bearcats travel to Utah, the home of the Mormons. Mays, we're going to start with you up top. Cincinnati at Utah. Cincinnati hasn't lost since the opener to Nebraska on the neutral field.
Yep.
So, and Utah, it seems like they've reached their stride, or they got their mojo. Talk to us.
Yeah, I mean, I wish this game wasn't played in Utah. I'm going to say that. Utah being 10.5 favorites, that seems like a lot of points. But again, you have to account for that altitude and playing in Utah and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give them the latitude for that. That said, Cincinnati's been playing really good, man. They look like one of the better, teams in. Let me not say in America, but again, they're playing really good football. They deserve to be where they are in terms of their ranking, maybe even a little higher. And I'm just gonna go back to I wish this game wasn't in Utah, because I think that really, really matters. Utah, on the other hand, like Maniac alluded to, they're playing good football too. They have found their stride as well. If this was any other two, if you replace Cincinnati and Utah with I don't even know, like even Nebraska and Iowa, right? Then this game would be that an order of magnitude even bigger than this, right? But at Cincinnati, Utah, people are just treating this like a throwaway game or whatever. This game matters though, and it matters for playoffs as well. So this is going to be a good game.
Yeah. Marcus, talk to us.
You're muted.
You're muted.
My fault, y'all. Cincinnati hasn't lost since, was it Notre Dame?
Right. No, Nebraska.
Nebraska hasn't lost since Nebraska early on in the season. Utah was able to cover up their 2 losses. They're on a bit of a streak now, trying to position themselves to win the league. I think the altitude thing you're talking about plays a factor. I think the kickoff time too.
Yeah.
You're coming from Ohio all the way to the West Coast over there to Utah. Then we're playing at 10:15. We're kicking off at 10:15.
Local time. Yeah.
Dog, I'm going to bed. I am sleeping. Right. Like we got to play a whole 2.5 hours. I think all of that is playing into the point spread that you're seeing with Utah getting 10.5. Also, I just think that Utah is a little bit more built for this situation. But I don't know. Again, Cincinnati has been undefeated since they dropped that one to Nebraska. So it'll be a tough game. I do think Mays is correct. People are overlooking this one just because of the name recognition. Could easily be one of the best games of the week. It is unfortunate it's in Utah at 10 o'clock, though. It's just,
yeah.
It is.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be able to watch this one. We'll be live probably when this is going on, but when this kicks off anyway. But yeah.
Josh, talk to us.
So I do like Utah at home. It's really hard to decide that Cincinnati is, I guess, good enough to beat Utah at home specifically. So that does play a part in, I guess, what I'm going to decide when it comes time to decide game of the week. But as y'all all have been saying, Cincinnati's been playing really good ball. I like Utah's quarterback. I actually like Cincinnati's quarterback too, to be honest. Yeah, I do think this is going to be a pretty good game. So I'm still actually kind of deciding in my head right now who I want to choose. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Johnny.
I look at this game and Utah is coming off of blowing Colorado's doors off. Ran for 400 on them. They've got one of the best rushing games in the country. I think they're fifth at like 260s, 270-ish. That's a lot of running yards. To run the ball that well, you for real. So now Cincinnati does have a pretty good offense, but I think Cincinnati's rush defense isn't that good. So I'm looking at Utah like they're gonna be tough to deal with what they're bringing to the table. So I'm leaning more towards them. In the run game, I'm Michigan over here, so you running it like that. I'm with you. I'm riding with you. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, lead us to one of our segments we've been speaking about for the last couple of weeks is Heisman favorites. Gentlemen, I'm gonna just hurry up and go first. I'm sticking to Mendoza right now, but dudes like Julian Sayin is creeping. Chambers from Ole Miss is creeping. You got players making claim. I think this trophy is gonna come down to literally the last regular season game of this year. So we'll see. Josh, who's your favorite right now?
Oh man, Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs,
Brandon Ennis.
Brandon Ennis. Might as well throw him in there for good measure.
Right.
No, favorite it's still Fernando Mendoza, to be honest with you, but I do like Julian Sayin. I like where he's going in the in people's mind as far as Heisman goes. Mm-hmm. And you also can't forget, like Keegan said, Diego.
Diego. If Vanderbilt, if they beat Texas today and he has a good game, then his name is going to be in the hat without a doubt. His name goes into that hat.
My problem with Tavia is that he hasn't put up great numbers. Like his numbers aren't great at all.
Right.
Like he's won some big games, but like the statistics, if you compare him to Mendoza, it's not even close. It's not even comparable.
Yeah, but it's SEC country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're all down there beating each other up.
I don't got time for that.
Beating each other up.
Crazy. But add Ty Simpson to that list too.
Okay. No doubt.
That was actually going to be my pick. I was going to go with Ty Simpson, even over Fernando right now. I think Ty Simpson is playing extraordinary football. I guess Fernando right there too. And Julian Sayin, I got to give credit to Julian Sayin. 80% completion percentage. It's kind of crazy. That's video game like to complete 80% of your passes. I don't care who you're playing. I brought this up before. I know he's not played who we would consider top competition outside of Texas, who we probably don't consider top competition either. But try going out there and complete 80% of your passes to nobody, right? I can't complete against gravity. Yeah. You're not going to complete 80% of your passes. It's crazy.
Yeah. Marcus.
I got Mendoza. Give me Fernando Mendoza.
And Diego. Oh, my goodness.
He's the most efficient.
They sound like some drug runners.
Yo, bro.
I'm joking.
Ice is about to raid this show, man.
Hey, no, for real. In all seriousness, I feel like he's the most efficient quarterback. I feel like he gives his team the best chance to win every week. I'm never looking at Fernando Mendoza like he's the problem. And so most of the other guys that we've named today, outside of probably Julian Sayin, we couldn't say that. There's been certain points in the season where Diego might have been the issue, where Ty Simpson wasn't playing as good as maybe he could, right? I think Dante Moore probably fell back into the race just because of injury, right? For him having to get replaced in time. But the one guy who's been on the field, consistent, pushing, winning for his team all season has been Mendoza. You got that,
Yeah. Johnny.
Yeah, I think I got I think I either got Mendoza or Ty Simpson. Simpson had the one game, but besides that, he's been there and he was fighting to win that Florida State game. Like, that wasn't really on him. So I think that's my two at the top, and then Julian Sayin in there, Diego in there. He's got 20 total TDs. So he's got similar numbers, like if you add in his rushing touchdowns, because he's got 15 passing.
Okay. Go ahead.
Diego. Okay. All right. So this takes us to our picks, man. Who are we going to pick for the week? Pick'ems. So let's start. Go down. Ohio State, Penn State. Ohio State. Johnny, who you got?
OSU.
Okay. Josh.
Go Bucks.
Here we go. Maze.
Penn State.
All right.
No, give me. It's OSU. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
OSU.
All right. South Carolina, Ole Miss. I'll go. Listen, this is upset alert, but I think Lane Kiffin might be onto something. Give me the Running Rebels. Marcus.
South Carolina, Ole Miss. Give me the Gamecocks. Let's go. Give me South Carolina.
Hey, yo.
The Gamecocks. Johnny.
Give me the Gamecocks is crazy.
Yo. Bro.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh, Johnny got Ole Miss.
All right. Josh.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. All right. Maze.
Ole Miss.
All right. Moving along. USC, Nebraska. Listen, man, this is a tough one, but again, they coming off a bye. I got the Trojans. Maze.
I'm actually going to go Nebraska here.
Okay. Marcus.
Trojans. Trojans by landslide.
Yes. Johnny.
Give me USC.
Yeah.
I feel like I should go with Nebraska because of the Matt Rule bag, but I'm going to go USC.
All right, no problem. Georgia, Florida. Again, I think this is going to be a nail biter. It will be no blowout, but give me the Bulldogs. Josh.
Can't go against Georgia. Just can't.
Yeah. Maze.
I'm going Georgia too.
All right, Marcus.
Just like that All-State commercial. Go Dogs!
Calm down. Give me Georgia.
All right. Oklahoma, Tennessee. This is gonna probably be the first time I'm gonna pick against Oklahoma. Give me the Vols at home. Johnny.
Let me get Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee too.
All right, and Marcus.
I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Gun to your head. You got to pick one.
Oklahoma.
All right. Going Sooners, and of course, the game of the week. Listen, I need this badly. I'm going to go with the home team. I think Utah's onto something. Give me the Utes. Marcus.
Cincinnati, Utah for the Big 12. Give me the Soakers, baby. Utah by 10.
The
Cover.
Soakers is crazy.
What is going on?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Utah. Johnny got Utah. All right. Josh.
I want to go Utah because the home field advantage. I'm going Cincy, man. It's
Okay.
Ohio. Ohio, let's go.
All right. So this is a chance to get some leverage if we win. And of course, Mays.
I'm actually going Cincy here too. Yeah,
Okay.
I think they get it done.
All right, so Josh and Mays going Cincy, me, Marcus, and Johnny is going Utah. And of course, to end out the show, we get money with my brother Josh with the Butters B. Let's do it.
We can't play the music.
The Butters.
Money, okay.
You know, okay. I think some of the matchups that we just said are good for picks. So if you saw my picks, I'm right on every single one of them. I'd actually like to yield my time quickly because it's obviously 12. Indiana versus Maryland. Game 2. I think it's at Maryland.
Yes, it's at Maryland.
Is Indiana going to be Indiana that we've seen all year, or are they going to, fumble a number 2 seed? I don't know. I don't know. Maryland's a decent team.
All right. So what you're saying? Pick Maryland.
Positive spreads. Positive spreads.
All right.
Put those Stuff Tims down is crazy. Okay. I don't know what the positive spreads are for like half of these games, but take them in the what did we just say? Cincinnati, Utah game.
Yeah.
And the Oklahoma, Tennessee game, and the Vanderbilt, Texas game, wherever you can, positive spreads on all those SEC games because all of them are equally trash. And then obviously, Ohio State, baby, money line. I don't know what the spread.
18 and a half. 18 and a half.
Y'all covering 18 and a half?
No. As much as I said about as much as I said about being aggressive, I don't know that Ryan Day is going to. And so that's what scares me about the spread is because it could easily be a 24-7 game and then Penn State scores a garbage time field goal or touchdown and throws it all out of whack.
24-7 wouldn't be enough, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 24-6. Is that good enough?
Yeah.
18 and a half?
No.
It's 18 and a half.
18 and a half.
Score
19. Come on, betting man.
It can be 24-3. And then all of a sudden they score a touchdown, a garbage time touchdown. And then where are we at? So that's why I'm a little afraid about the spread on that one is I don't know what Ryan Day's going to do. He should go aggressive, but that doesn't mean he's going to. So anyway, it's 12 o'clock, baby. Let's go, Bucks.
All right. So this is it, man. Thank everyone who joined us today. Took time out your morning to join me and my brothers at the Big College Football Show at 11 at 10:45. Make sure you tune in next week. Same place, same time, and we out.
Ladies and gentlemen.